Hi everyone, welcome back. If you checked out the MPX video yesterday, we've got another one for you today, and it's to do with this beautiful thing here, a tri-lug suppressor. When I jumped onto JK Army to pick up that MPX lower, I think what I must stress, I mean, I don't do this myself because I don't really have that many products on my website, but I have to stress this to airsoft companies all the time. The most positive, best-selling tool that you can have, apart from great images and all that stuff, is literally to have the ability for people to log onto your website and on the front page hit a button that says new products, and just everything as they come in, just load them in. It was something that we did at Bespoke, and it's one of the first things I do. So if I go to WGC or I go to JK Army or anywhere else, the first thing I'm doing, I went to JK Army to pick up an MPX loader, but the first thing I do, hit new products, and I just browse, and this was in the new product section and I picked it up. Great conversion, right? So I've messed around with tri-lug suppressors before. This is the 5KU Rider 9, I believe, and it really is a pencil suppressor. You know, insert your jokes down below, but it's just far too thin. I don't like thin suppressors. I think they look super stupid. This looks like it's meant to be on like a 2.2 rimfire or something like that. But for airsoft, we don't have that many options when it comes to tri-lug until now. Now, this RGW RBS SQD tri-lug dummy silencer on JK Army, which the RGW stands for Race Gun Works. They do two versions of it, so they do a long and a short. And I thought this was going to be a tiny little suppressor, so I thought maybe sort of that long and, you know, sort of 30 mil wide. But my God, was I surprised, and surprised in a good way. I have no idea what that is that comes in the package, but you need to take a look at this, boys and girls. This thing is a bit of a monster. It's not STFU monster, but it is a monster. I mean, it might be close actually. Look at this bad boy. It's got full B&T 9x9 19mm markings, and yeah, look at this thing. And it kind of messing about with it. It's got like a click feature you just felt there. So if you push it in, it clicks. It's a bit of a spring twang there. And this, to me, sounds like it's just, or feels like it's just going to be a thing where you just push it onto the gun, which if it works, that'll be super cool. So of course, being a B&T spec'd up suppressor, we're going to have to test it with the B&T APC9. This is the Archwick, and we've got tri-lug on there, and I was hoping we could clock it properly like this, and I'm hoping, yeah, you just press it on and on it clicks, and that adds a bit of weight to the front. But look at that, it actually looks like a proper suppressor. It's very spring twangy. Let's see if I can, the mechanism for the attachment is actually separate from the spring that's in the suppressor, which is good, because usually with a lot of these suppressors, what they do is this spring that you've got in the end cap here is actually part of the mechanism. So you take that out and then the suppressor just doesn't fit or whatever. So the attachment there, you push it and it comes off. It is a nice tight fit on the Archwick, which I like. And how cool is that? And it's just like that, it's on. So we've got some really chunky internal bits here. That's the end cap, which is like a pass-through style end cap, if I'm getting that right. You Americans are gonna have to let me know if I've butchered that or not. This is probably gonna make it louder. You've got this huge cone on the front here. And I'm not sure whether this could be something to do with maybe fitting a tracer or something, because, or it might just be a case of it replaces that and it gets rid of the silver and just opens this out. So that sits on the back there. So maybe that is for fitting like maybe some kind of tracer. Obviously we don't want that, do we? It's very flashy. So we could swap that out. What I would probably do is grease this spring up if you want to do it. Now, if you want to fit this on something that's not gas blowback and you want actually a bit of sound suppression, you can take that out and just put your end cap back on, and you don't have to worry about the spring twang. I'm slightly annoyed it doesn't quite clock correctly, but you know, maybe we're asking a bit too much there, so we can switch this out. I have no idea what these different internal pieces are. Oh, actually, we might be able to clock it properly if we clock the flash hider or the part of the barrel. Maybe shim it out. And yeah, one button push. So, you know, as long as you're not running an elongated inner barrel, let's say if you want to sort of fit a longer barrel and hide it. But yeah, it's got a bit of spring twang, like I say. I'm not actually sure why the front section is spring loaded. I don't see the reason with that. Like I say, the only thing I can think of is fitting like tracers, and the spring keeps it sort of centered. But if you pull that out, there is something still that sits loose, but nothing that I can see. I can't actually take this apart, so I can't get to whatever's in there that's making that noise. So I'm not sure if there's a way to take this assembly apart. But yeah, very cool. I just wanted to share it with you lot, because, you know, tri-lug suppressors for Airsoft at the moment, there's, well, up till now there's been nothing. I bought this 5KU Rider 9 because it was the only real tri-lug suppressor that I could find, but just look how stupid it looks. It looks daft, so I never use it. I think that what I tend to use this for is if I've got thin suppressors that are in foam, I just use it as a tamp to push the baffles in. But this, not only does it go on quicker, but it looks absolutely awesome. And on the APC9 it really does fit. So if you was running this maybe as a primary, I probably wouldn't run the suppressor if I had this as a secondary to like a bolt action or something. And no idea if this mag's got gas in, but oh yeah, no, tiny bit. So pop a little bit of propane in that, because I know even though this isn't about the APC9, I'm going to get shouted at. People saying you didn't even shoot the thing. Right. It does add a really weird sound to it. Yeah, super cool. I would have to fill that with something that echo would do my head in. But what do you think of this? Like I say, RGW, RBS SQD, compact tri-lug suppressor. This is the compact model. So they do another one, which is even longer. I don't know what you're putting that on. And for some reason it says manual for VFC, MP5 and MP5K. Scan that. And I don't have my MP5K anymore because I sold it. But I'm sure it would go on no drama. There is something bouncing around and I'm not sure what it is. It's actually annoying me. But I have no idea how this comes apart. Maybe I have to... Oh, yeah, there we go, actually. We can do this. We can do it. I just slid it off. I'm probably going to annihilate my fingers here. Let's try and do this safely. I don't want anything to shoot across the room. I had something drop. Oh, there we go. That's a really heavy spring. So we've got a little pin. So there's nothing in this now, but... Oh, it's dropped in there. It's a spring. So that spring must sit on there. I don't know what this does. No, that spring. Was that for that? I'm really not sure now. So we've got that pin. That pin is obviously to hold this in place. So you'd have your spring, you'd have your pin, which clocks that to the suppressor body. Oh, That's the part we can hear knocking about. It's that pin. So that pin isn't quite long enough. So it sits in the channel. Oh, so that could probably be easily rectified. So that's what is rattling, which is going to do my head in, so I'm going to have to solve it. This piece, however, where would that have gone? I know the spring goes there. Surely that spring fits in the end cap like that. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Getting this back together is going to be a small nightmare. Let's see if I can do it. Let's use a tool. Oh, there goes the spring. There goes the bloody spring. Let's try this again. I'm doing this so you don't have to. So don't take this apart if you bought one. Just leave it alone unless you want to get rid of that little metal piece knocking around, which I think we could do with like a bit of heat shrink or something. Can you get rid of that noise? Right. How do they assemble that without it dropping in? Oh, God. I think I did it. Yeah. We managed it. Yeah, I've still got all my digits. Sorry if that was super boring, but the pin doesn't seem to be making a noise anymore, but I'm sure it will in time. So that's how you take it apart and put it back together. Don't recommend doing that. So yeah, the RGW tri-lug suppressor. You can get it on JK Army. This isn't a sponsor post by any means. I just went onto their website, found it, thought it was cool, had to know if it was going to fit any of the builds. So I actually did have another gun I was going to try it on. So I've got my original JHM9-G. You just need to bear in mind that this barrel's loose. It's something that the JHM9s do suffer with, but we'll see if it fits this as well. So if you've got a JHM9-G and you've got the mid handguard with the tri-lug on, it actually looks pretty cool as well. So superb. Highly recommended. Can't really say much else for that because it's empty. It won't do anything in terms of sound, but we can put some special Lakibu baffles in there. Not that it's going to do much for a gas blowback, but it will get rid of the echo. Right, I'm going to stop waffling now because you guys are probably all signed off and gone, what is this guy talking about? Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Any questions, put them down in the comments below. Check out the links in the description if you'd be so kind. Join the Discord, get involved with the Jaeger community. And as always, from me and Bench, we'll see you in the next one.